So now the Rebbe was going to explain why take are they broken. There is no oppression. It's only that we're still in Golus. What's so bad with the Golus? So this is the Rebbe going in to the explanation why Golus is so nitke. The Rebbe will actually say that it's even, in a way, more and a greater level, as the Rebbe will continue to explain, than when we're literally forced or pressured against Torah mitzvahs. And the Rebbe explains like the difference between whether it comes from within yourself or it comes from an outside force. Let's look inside. The idea is the Zeh Yisrael Heim Shvurim, Mizeh Shehem Begolus. This Yidden are broken. They're broken that they are in Golus. But this is Gam Kishiyesh Lohem Marchove Begash Misu Beruchnis. Even when they have comfortable physically and spiritually, they have all what they need physically, they have all their spirituality. So what is he broken? Because the true wishes of every Jewish person is that there should be a revelation of godliness. As long as that we're in exile, we don't really experience the revelation of Elokus. And as the Rebbe will explain, that even if the person himself may feel sometimes, but if the world is in Golus, then it's still a limited. It's not really the Gilu Elokus that we want. The extent why we want, to the extent that we want, there should be Gilu Elokus. Shezeh Gilu Elokus, this, that there should be revelation Elokus. This touches his essence of his existence. And therefore, the fact that in the time of exile, there is no shine of godliness as it was in the time of the Beis Hamikdash. Especially when one reflects in this that our sages of blessed memory said, that kol mi sheloi nivne beis hamikdash biyomov harei ki'ilu nechrav biyomov. Anyone who the beis hamikdash has not been built in his lifetime is as if it was destroyed. So basically, we are experiencing in the Golus a destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, even though it happened a long time ago, but it's really happening now as well because it's not been built. So that knowledge alone, is that in ganzen zutreselt. From that, he is totally shook up. Kosis, he's crushed. Now, the Rebbe explains, even if on a personal level, he is experiencing a Gil Elokus, but there is in the world, there is lacking. That means that he's not really fully experiencing it either. Even when he is on a very high level, that by him personally, there is a revelation of God which is similar to the revelation that was at the time of the Beis Hamikdash. Still, but in the world it's not there. The world in general, that gilu is not shine. It's proof, it's evidence. That also the revelation that shines by him is a limited revelation. How is that a proof? Because if it was the Bligvul oir, it would be everywhere. The Kshemeir Gilu oir in Sofa Bligvul, when the revelation of the light, the infinite light, which is unlimited, Hagilu b'chol mokim, then the revelation is everywhere. The fact that there is even one place, even if it's a far corner, in which godliness does not shine there, that is the proof that it's nowhere is there the bligvul. It means that also the revelation, even in the place that it does shine, is still a limited revelation. This explains to us, the Rebbe says in the bracket, what the Alter Rebbe says in a Maimer, that if there was even one tzaddik returning with Shuvah, Mashiach would come. Why? What about the rest? Because if the tzaddik would bring down the Eir in Sofa Blikvul, it would go everywhere. This is what's brought down in the Maimer of the Alter Rebbe. The is of Tikunim that we find in the Tikunim, in the Tikunim Zohar. Shafilu im hoyo tzaddik echad chayzer b'tshuva shleima b'doirei hoyo bo Mashiach, that even if there was one tzaddik who would return with a complete level of tshuva in his generation, Mashiach would come. How would that happen? Because if there is a complete tshuva, we draw down the revelation of the light of the infinite in an unlimited way. So that revelation will be everywhere. So there would be a tshuva everywhere. But the fact is that we're still in Golus. And there are places, Pinanadachas, where there is no Gila Lakus. That means that by him, even though he thinks that he has the Gila Lakus like the time of Beis HaMikdash, it's not. So that breaks the person. The fact that by him does not shine the revelation of the essence of the Ein Sof, he is broken and he is pressed, he's crushed. Similar to what it's known. The word choyle is the numerical value. The gematria memtes equals 49, which means shegam kishamasig memtes shari bina. Even when he grasps the 49 gates of understanding, but rather he's lacking the 50th gate. He is sick. He's sick that he doesn't have. So that means you have 49 and you're still sick for not having the 50th. So while you have Gila Lakus, you're still Kosis and you're still Nishbar Nitka. But you do, it's known that which the Tzemach Tzedek writes. That we would hear from our master teacher, Nishmos Eid Alter Rebbe Admor Azokin, Ich will ze gar nicht. I don't want nothing. Ich will nicht dein Gan Eden. I want not your Gan Eden. Ich will nicht dein Olam Habo. I don't want your world to come. Chulu. Ich will mer nicht as dich allein. All what I want is just you alone, you yourself. Through being this thing, being heard from the Alter Rebbe. What does it mean, Nishma? Nishma was consecutive all the time. The Pirush Hoya Nishma means Hoya was heard. Not only was this at certain special times, but this was something which was common. Especially after this was publicized, that Tzemach Tzedek publicized what was going on by the Alter Rebbe. So therefore, the power has been given to each and every one of the Jewish people, that his main wish should be the revelation of Atzmus. To such an extent that he wanted when this shine does not, when this revelation does not shine, this is a great shine, a shine of Atzmus, but for sure when you're in Golus, you don't even get the revelation. Gili Oir, the revelation that was in the time of Bayis, of the Beis Hamikdash. We're not talking even about Atzmos. We don't even have Oir. We don't have like we had in the time of the Beis Hamikdash. Ubematzav, the Kosi, so he's in a situation where he's crushed. He asks 3 times every day in the davening in the Amida, or Yoser even more. Let our eyes see when you turn back to Tzi and Yerushalayim with compassion. Then will be the revelation of God, and this to the extent will also Gilatzim. That's what we're looking for. And this is the being crushed Lamoyer. Through the idea of causes from the fact that we are in Golus, Magilin Lamoyer, we reach to the Moyer, to the essence. The fact that the wishes, the rotzin, the want of every Yidden, every single Yid, is revelation of godliness. To the extent it touches his existence. That's why he's crushed. That's why he's broken. From that there's no Gila Lukus, that means that he really wants that. What he wants is Atzmus. And that bothers him to the essence of his soul. That's the Etzem Neshama. That's the Moir Neshama. That's Kosis Lamoir. She's Kashrus Obelakus, is Kashrus Atzmis. This Kashrus is an essence is Kashrus. So the Rebbe brings out the second level in Kosis Lamoir. The first level in Kosis Lamoir is what the Friedrich Rebbe describes in the Maimer, that you have literal Mesiras Nefesh. But there is a second level of Mesiras Nefesh when you don't actually have, you have plenty Begashnis Beruchnis, but then the crushed, and then the reason that you are broken is because you don't have the Giluyim. We're still in Golus. Just like we said in the Pasuk, which took place after the miracle, that's that second level, which we have the level of Kosis, which brings us to the level of the Moed. And the Rebbe is going to continue to explain that it's actually in a way a greater Kosis when you are broken because you're still in Golus, and the reaches even a higher madrega than the Kosis that we experience when we were actually crushed and we had a hard time during the time of Purim itself, when there was the Gezeiros against the Yidden, as explained in Yud. Yes, Loimar, so we can say Shebechinas Hamoir Dahan Neshama Hamizgalis, the level of the Moir, of the Neshama, the Etzem HaNeshama. Kosis Lamoir, the Kosis that reaches the Moir, that is revealed. Alidei ha'inyan, the Kosis, through the Kosis aspect, Mizeshenim Shoim Golus. From that we are in Golus, not because of the actual oppression, but just because we're in Golus. Hilalis Yoiser, it's even a higher level of the essence of the Neshama. Mibchinas Hamoir, the Neshama, Shemizgalis Alidei Mesiras Nefesh, from the level of the Moir, this essence of the Neshama that is revealed through Mesiras Nefesh. So how is that explained? Well, the explanation is, the idea is the mehatimim al zeh shebematan Torah hoyis rak haschola. The explanation for some of the reasoning why a matan Torah, we consider that to be only the beginning. Why was that only the beginning? Hey, they started. They started. Why was that only a beginning? But the acceptance came in Achashverosh, who, how is this explained? So we say that when the Yidden received the Torah, it came Il Milo. This that the Yidden proceeded to say we will do before they said we're going to listen. When the Torah was given, that was har kigigis. There was a mountain like a jug hanging over their heads, and they had no choice, basically, which is explained in Chassidus. It was a Gilu Milmailo. It came because of a revelation from above. But in the days of Achashverosh, we didn't come from above, that they were infused with a love, with a threat from above, but it came from within themselves. So we can say, Shahamuno di Yisrael mitzad zeh shaneshama shelamayla roya lekus. We learned before there's two reasons why the Yidden are mamini b'nei maminim. One of them is because the neshama above sees a lakus and it signals to the neshama below, and the other one is because of the essence. The essence of a Yid, the essence of the neshama is connected with the essence of the Ein Sof. So this aspect, Jamuna the Yisrael mitzad zeh shaneshama shelamayla roya lekus, that because it sees godliness, which is a muna shemitzad siba, that's a belief that comes because of a reason, sees lekus, who al derech sheigdimu nasa lenishma b'matan Torah. This is similar to receiving, saying first nasa before mishma matan Torah, because there was the gigis, there was kofalem har kigigus, gilum ilmaila was from above. V'zeh shebimei Achashverosh hoysa kabola mitzad atzma. And this, that in the days of Achashverosh, the acceptance came from themselves, who ki oz nizgale hahiskashrus belekus shemitzad etzem haneshama. That point, in the days of Achashverosh, there was a revelation of a connection to Hashem that comes from the second level that we talked about, the etzem haneshama. Hiskashrus atzma shemitzad etzem etyus. It was it came from the essence of the Neshama. So Matan Torah was the Gilui, the Ria Lakus that impacted Nasa Kohen Lenishma, the Kofale Marke Gigis. And later on, by days of Achashverosh, it was this Galus Etzem Neshama. The Rebbe wants to bring out in this Galus Etzem Neshama, we also have two aspects. We have two parts to it. We have the actually part of the Mesiras Nefesh, and then we have the second part of the Nishbar v'nitke, because we're in Golus. And more specific, we can say shegam begilu etzem haneshama. Also within the revelation of the essence of the neshama, yeshnam dugma shnei yormanal, there is similar to these two aspects. The gilui etzem haneshama binyan mesiras nefesh, that revelation of the essence of the soul, which is in the aspect of Mesiras Nefesh, self-sacrifice, Yesh Lemer, we can say, shebenegeya lekoiches hagiluyim, as it touches and relates to the revealed koiches u'kamei davar nois. It's something kemoi davar nois, something like added to the levels to that what it is. So you have the koiches hagiluyim, and you have a level of a gilu etzem neshama. It's not one and the same. And like we see by people, by many people, that's not something that became part of who they are. That level. The second level is a deeper level. It's not separate. The etzem and the koiches, it reminds itself. The Rebbe explains. You see by people that when they were in a situation of Mesiras Nefesh, they had Mesiras Nefesh, and then they came in places in which they're comfortable, they no longer have that devotion, and that means that it didn't become who they are. Like we see, actually, literally, by many people, when they were in the place in which there were decrees against the observance of Torah mitzvahs, they had literal mesiras nefesh for many, many years. And then when they came to those countries, you're able to occupy yourself in the study of Torah and the observance of mitzvahs in a wide way without any interferences, in a comfortable way. You cannot tell so much by them that self-sacrifice that they had before. What's the reason? Because the fact that they stood with self-sacrifice for a duration of many, many years, because by them was the revelation of the essence of the soul, which is above the powers that are revealed. They took from a revelation of the essence of the soul. But that did not bring about the change in the koiches hagiluyim themselves. How could we separate? So the Rebbe explains, it's not the zesha ha'etzem haneshama hi ha'etzem gam the koiches hagiluyim. The fact that the essence of this soul is the essence also of the revealed power, kinal sivhei, as we said earlier in sivhei, hu she'etzem haneshama hu ha'etzem shalahem. We're not talking about, because over there he talked about there is the etzem haneshama, which is lamailo, which is above. But here we're talking about the etzem haneshama as it relates, as it's connected to the koiches hagiluyim. But the fact that it's a etzem koiches hagiluyim, which etzem haneshama hu ha'etzem shalahem. It's taka the etzem of koiches hagiluyim, but it's an etzem of koiches hagiluyim. Ve'ein ze shaykh linyonim she koiches hagiluyim atzmam, but it does not really connect, and it doesn't belong. It's not connected to the revealed koiches themselves, lahatzir shalem, to their shape, to their form, the way, to their expression. So they're still separate. Expression, the tzir remains galuyim, the etzem remains etzem. It's like an additional part, and therefore, when they come to a place which is archava, and they don't use the etzem anymore, it just remains the koiches hagiluyim, you don't see so much that etzem, that mesiras nefesh. But that is the mesiras nefesh that brings down the etzem and neshama. But the golus that brings down the etzem and neshama, that changes the essence, the koiches hagiluyim itself. But the revelation of the essence of the neshama, in the fact that he's broken and he's subdued, the fact that he's in golus, is that also his revealed koiches Hatzir, the koiches hagaluyim. We're talking about the shape, the expression, the koiches hagaluyim themselves, and they become one with the essence. And that doesn't change. That will remain that way because they changed. They became one with the essence. How do we have these two parts? The Rebbe is going to explain. There's two parts in the essence of the neshama. Because the essence of the neshama also has formation. Then there's the essence as it's connected to the in the atzmus. Yesh loymar dezeh she'etzem haneshama v'hatzir da'hakoichos hem dugma shnei yonim. This, that the essence, the soul, and the tzir, the expression of the koichos, are two separate, like in the case of Mesiras Nefesh. Ulifishagam etzem and neshama mugdares together is because the essence of neshama is also defined in a definition. Vageder shalohi l'mayla matzir da'koichos. And its defined level of the essence is on a higher level than the tzir the koichos. So it's not one. So that is the level of etzem haneshama stam. Ava mitzad etzem haneshama k'moishim ushureshes ba'atzmus. But when we talk about the essence of the soul as it is rooted in the essence of Hashem, hapshitus da haneshama, that simplicity of the neshama, the lack of tzir, the lack of expression, v'atzir da koiches, plus the expression, the shape, the formation of the koiches law, hem kulachad, they're one, relative to the level of the essence on the neshama. It's higher than etzem and it's higher than pshitus and tzir together. So now it will turn out that in Golus, in which we're getting the higher level, the pshitus, the neshama, the etzem, as it's meshureshes, the atzmus, which is even higher than the meshureshes, is a higher level. So we can say, therefore, the bechinas hamoir da haneshama, that the level of the moir, the luminary, the kosis de la moir, the essence, shemizgalis al yidei mesiras nefesh, that is revealed through mesiras nefesh. He etzem haneshama, taket etzem haneshama, but it is kimoshu mugderes being apshitos shelamayla mitzir de koiches, is that it is defined. It's defined by pshitos, that it's not shaped, and it's higher than the shape of the koiches. So that's pshitos. That's defined by pshitos. That's defined by tzir, but that's not yet the ultimate essence of the neshama. But the level of the moir of the neshama, which is revealed through the idea of kosis, that you find yourself in golus, that is revelation essence of the soul, as the soul is mushresh in atzmus, in the even the higher level, which is higher than pshitus and tzir. And that comes, the second level of kosis, the kosis from being in golus. This all happens, as in the pasuk, after Moshe Rabbeinu is Makasher. The Rebbe asked at the beginning of the Maimer, so why is this connected to V'yichwa Elecho Shemen Zayis later on to get the Kosis Lamoyer? Yesh Kasher Zeim HaMuvur BaHaMaimer. To tie this into what was explained in the Maimer, the Pirush HaKosuf, explaining the pasuk, Va'ata Titzav Es B'nai Yisrael V'yichwa Elecho Shemen Zayis. So the Maimer explains that the Yidden bring the Shemen Zayis after Moshe connects them. After Moshe will command and tie the Bnei Yisrael, so then the Yidden will bring Moshe the Shemen Zayis. Yisrael al yidei avodasom yesifu gilu er b'madregas Moshe, that the Yidden through their service will add a revelation of light in the level of Moshe. V'yikhu eilecha through v'ata tetzaveh, So they will bring you Shem and Zayis, a greater oil Madregas Moshe. So we can say one of the explanation of this in the service of man. This that Moshe commands and ties and connects the Bnei Yisrael, the fact that he feeds and he supports the Amunah. She'amunah tihiyeh noisaf al k'moi shehi mitzad hagiluyim daneshama, that the Amunah should be in addition to the way it is from the perspective of the Giluyim of the Neshama. Mitzad zeh she'aneshama shelamay l'roya l'kus. Because of the Neshama above that sees godliness, in addition to that, it should also be gam mitzad etzem haneshama. Also, the essence of the neshama should be nizgale and be the source of the amunah. That is va'ata tetzaveh. So Moshe Rabbeinu adds that the amunah should be not just bitzad giluyim, because the neshama above sees, but because of the essence. He connects the essence of the neshama. This is what it says. You tie the Bnei Yisrael. Loshem atu tetzaveh is Bnei Yisrael mashma. Shemoshe mitzaveh mashma. Moshe ties mekasher mechaber is Bnei Yisrael atzmo. You mekasher not them with the Ein Sof, but you're tying the Bnei Yisrael. You're getting the Yidden to be connected. Loshen tetzaveh as Bnei Yisrael. You connect the Bnei Yisrael, not connect the Bnei Yisrael to Yisrael, but to connect the Bnei Yisrael atzmo. Because the essence of the Yidden, everybody is one, and this is what Moshe Rabbeinu is doing. He's bringing about the essence of the Neshama. Like they have the Yisrael. Then, through the Avodah of Yidden, after by Yidden is revealed the essence of Neshama through Moshe, Shegam koiches hagiluyim shalahem, that also their revealed powers, that tzir the koiches you must imim letzem haneshama, that they should be also fitting to the essence of the soul. You bring down in the Yid's avodah. Moshe Rabbeinu revealed their essence, and then the Yidden bring down that the koiches hagiluyim should fit the etzem haneshama. That brings about an advantage and an addition in the level of the essence of the neshama, which was extended and revealed through Moshe V'Choylach. Moshe Rabbeinu brought them the essence of neshama, and then the Yichoylecha they bring to Moshe through their tziyur of koiches that should fit as Hashem. Because through that is revealed in the etzem haneshama the true shoyresh ba'atzmus, as it's rooted in the atzmus, which is the higher level of the essence of the neshama. And the Rebbe adds in the bracket that doing this is also mitzvah the Bnei Yisrael. There's also a stronger connection in the Bnei Yisrael. That also adds to the unity of Yisrael of the Yidden. Sha'ardus the Yisrael al yidei etzem haneshama shem nizgalis bahem, because the unity of Yidden through the etzem haneshama that Moshe Rabbeinu brings to them, that is revealed. That is something addition to their mitzias, as we explained before. When the etzem haneshamas function through Mesiras Nefesh, or in this case through Moshe, is through the davar nesens of mitzias. So how is that union? That's by making, as it says in Tanya, making their soul the main and the bottom and their bodies secondary. That's the way you get union. You get the unity of Yidden. But they gilu etzem and through the higher level, through the gilu etzem and neshama k'meishu meshureshes ba'atzmus, as it's rooted in atzmus. Gam hatziur the koiches hagalui muchadim etzem. That way, also the expression of the koiches hagalui, the form of the koiches hagalui, is also chadim etzem. So then you don't need the nefesh to be. The guf to be tafel to nefesh. Avdus the Israeli b'chol in Yerushalayim in all matters. Gam binyan mashiach laguf also matters the guf. There's also avdus over there, not because it's secondary. Over here it's because it becomes one, and over there it's revealed the essence. So they're really one, and you don't need to have the guf from tafel to the nefesh. So so going back. The Yidden, through the Yikhoy Lecha, was revealed their true shirish as its Mishresh V'Atzmus. You, Mashakos Maimer, will understand what it says the Maimer. Ta'idei she Yisrael meisifim al yidei avedosim b'dem madreges Moshe. Through the Yidden adding, through their avodah, in level of the Moshe, in the level of the essence of the nefesh, al yidei zeyi and their tomit. That way there will be the constant light. The lechayre, why is it necessary, the avoid of Yidden, to make a ner tamid? The lechayre, zeh sha'ner da'at neshama. The fact that the lamp, the neshama, ner avay nishmas odom, who tamid is always b'shava b'lishun, is always the same without a change. Hu al yidei gilui etzem haneshama shenim shechal de Moshe. So that's already the revelation of the essence of the soul that came through Moshe V'ata Tetzava. We don't need the V'yichoi Lecho, the avodas of the Yidden, to do that. The Be'etzem HaNeshama and Shaykh Shimon, there's no change. That's why it's Tomit. But in the Maimer he says, Sha'iyah Dener Tomit, Wa'idei Yisro Mesifim Madreges, Moshe V'yichoi Lecho. That this idea of a ner tamid comes through the addition that the Yidden add to the level of Moshe v'yikhoy lecha. Why is that? So we can say shebahagilu the etzem haneshama b'derech milmayla lemata oyidei v'atu tetzava. When there's the revelation of the essence of the soul, when it comes from above to below through v'atu tetzava, it comes from above. You connect yesh chiluk bein erev u'beiker. There is a difference between erev u'beiker. It's not near tamid. Sheikir hagilu shelo, because the main revelation of the etzem haneshama who's ksheyesh nom halomis v'astorim. When there is obscurity, there's blockages. There's erev. There's evening. That way is arouses and revealed the power from Mesiras Nefesh. U'kameshin is barely il sifyut, as explained during the sifyut. Shagam eile shebizman hagizeda. So over there we explained that you lose it eventually. It got lost. Shagam eile shebizman hagizeda. Erev. Even though those who, the time of the Gzeda, when it was Erev, Omdum Mesiras Nefesh, they were Mesiras Nefesh, Kshabou, Lemokim, She'ef Shelasik, B'toira Mitzvus, B'toich HaRchova, But when they came to a place where you could occupy yourself in Torah mitzvahs in a wide way, Baiker, you can't tell the Mesiras Nefesh they had before. So the Va'ata Tetzaveh, the Gilu Atz, the Etzem, and the Neshama is still there's a chilik by Nerav Baiker. But Mitis Inyan the Ner Tomid. When could there be really the constant Ner? Shein Shayr B'Shina, there's no change. While Yideh V'Dosam Shel Yisrael. That takes place through the avoid of the Yidden v'Yichoi Lecha Shem B'Sayis. Shegam Koiches HaGeluyim Yiu Chadim Etzem HaNeshama. That also the revealed Koich should be one of the Etzem HaNeshama v'Yichoi Lecha. That's going to be the that brings about the Ner Tomid. The question that we asked at the beginning is that the Kosis Lamoyer says as a follow-up to V'yichoi Lacha. Because in this Kos Lamoyer is also included Israel Hem Shvurim v'Nitkoyim Kosim Mezeshem Begos also includes that they're broken and they're subdued, they're pressed because they're in Golos. The Inyan Zeh who al Yidei Avedosam Shel Yisrael. That is through the Aved of Yidin Shegam Koiches HaPiluyim Shalahem. That also their revealed powers, you must imam le'etzem haneshama should fit the essence of the soul. Ubechinas hamoyer da haneshama shemizgalis al yidei zeh, and the level of the lakosis famoyer. From that level, when you have the koiches hageluyim fit the essence of haneshama, so the moyer that comes from that shemizgalis al yidei zeh. The etzem haneshama k'meishi mushareshes ba'atzmus is the essence of the soul as its root in atzmus. Because that second level of kosis lamoir comes only after v'yichoi after the avodah of the yin, which brings about the higher level of the essence of the neshama as its mushareshes in atzmus. Yud beis. The simple meaning of Ata Tetzaveh is Bnei Yisrael v'yichoi lecha. U'shemoshe Yitzaveh is command as Bnei Yisrael sheyichoi lecha. They should bring to Moshe. Mezem moving gam b'pnimis ha'inyonim. Also understand in the inner meaning of things. The zeh shemoshe Mitzaveh u'mekasher Bnei Yisrael, that this Moshe Rabbeinu is commands and connects to Bnei Yisrael is also that they should bring. He gives them the power so they should bring to him. Even that they should be able to bring and get to the higher level comes through Moshe Rabbeinu. Same thing is with regards to Moshe in our generation. My father, the Rebbe, the leader of our generation, his work was to arouse and to reveal the Amunah that's in every single Jew, which is from the essence of the soul. It's in a way, later on they should do, he starts them off, but then they should do the Avodah with their own powers. There should be a constant light. There should be no change. Also, the revealed koiches, they'll be consistent all the time. By through this, we merit very soon to the true and complete redemption. Be a revelation of godliness also from the mata, from below. We will bring Yichoi Lecha Shem Ezayis, bring Yioz Aboas Hashem Vadlokas Anedis, bring the oil, lighting of the lamps, Yichoi Lecha Shem Lahalis Nertomi to bring a constant light. Gam Begashmis, also physically, the Beis Hamikdash Hashlishi, the third Beis Hamikdash, Begula Amitis Vashlema, and the true and complete redemption of the Mashiach Tzidkenu, through righteous Mashiach, we call it much.